Good morning. Hope everyone is well. Take a moment to look at what device you're watching this on. Are you holding it in your hand? Have you just moved the mouse to press play on the screen? Now look at what you've just done. Looked at your hand. It's a hand. It doesn't matter what color that skin is. It doesn't matter how big that hand is, how long the fingers might be, or how short the fingers might be. It doesn't matter what the rest of your body looks like. It doesn't matter what your hair color is or your eye color. It doesn't matter. These things just don't matter. We are human beings and we share the same DNA as all other human beings. It doesn't matter. But why is it that we live in a world where these things take on greater meaning? Why people give meaning to the things that make us different? Why people want to separate society by hair color or eye color or size of body or the color of our skin or by our abilities, rather than just saying we belong to the human race. We are civilization, we are people, we live in a society, and we need to work together. Why is so much focus and attention placed on the things that make us different? This is wrong, this is nonsense. There's a beautiful poem, it's a Persian poem written by the Iranian poet Saadi from the 13th century. The words are actually inscribed on the United Nations building, on the entrance to the UN in America. It's a short poem. This is one translation from the original Persian. But listen, the sons of Adam are limbs of each other, having been created of one essence. When the calamity of time affects one limb, the other limbs can't remain at rest. If you have no sympathy for the trouble of others, you are unworthy to be called by the name of a human. Let me say that again. If you have no sympathy for the troubles of others, you are unworthy to be called by the name of a human. If we just saw each other as limbs of one body, then we wouldn't hurt each other as much as we do. Your left leg doesn't get jealous of your right leg if your right leg takes off first and you move your right leg before your left leg. If you're left-handed and the left side of your body is stronger, the right side of your body isn't going to get angry and frustrated. And if one part gets wounded, you don't just get rid of it, you wait for it to heal. So right now, part of the human body needs healing. It needs to be loved. It needs to be shown appreciation. We need to understand that it's hurting because a great wrong was committed against it. How are we going to move beyond this? How can we, in our own lives, we're not part of the protest in our school, but what can we do to protest when people divide society based on superficial differences? What can you do to make sure that the world in which you live is a world that can work as a human being body, where all of us are together, where if one part of the body is in pain, you rush to help, not because you necessarily belong to that community, but we do belong to that community because we belong to the human being community. And that is the message for today, to see ourselves as belonging to one global community where every part of that being is as much part of us than we feel our own body. What can you do in lockdown to make others feel that they matter to you? How can you train yourself? How can you teach yourself that every part of community matters, that you have to safeguard everybody's right? Kitty Genevieve is the lady who was murdered in America. Loads of people heard her scream, but no one did anything. From that, we get the bystander effect. That too often happens, where we just idly stand by the blood of our fellow because we don't think someone else's life matters. Everyone's life matters. We have to train ourselves and think differently, not to divide based on superficial things that really have no place in a decent, loving society. Only when we can treat ourselves as Bnei Adam, as sons of man, that we all are from the same body and we all are united, will society begin to heal. That is not a piece of written homework, it's a piece of mental homework. Go and do that. Go and talk to your friend. Pick up the phone to somebody in your class who you might not have spoken to for the last 10 weeks. Send them an email if you don't have their phone number. Begin to build connections to show yourself and others that we are part of one large family. Have a good day.